me to welcome, and would you please welcome the Honorable Ted Poe, Congressman from the 2nd District of the great state of Texas.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be on these hallowed grounds. You know, America is about people, and history is about people. And 145 years ago, there were at least 160,000 people all about us. All soldiers from the north and the south. 100,000 plus from the north, 60,000 plus from the south. How many is 160,000? If you take all the troops today we have in Afghanistan and Iraq together, that's the number of troops that were on this battlefield for a handful of days 145 years ago. History is about our people. And the land that is here has always been here and will always be here. It will be here after we're gone. It will be here after Wal-Mart is gone, wherever it is. And I love history for a lot of reasons, but I particularly love the Battle of the Wilderness because, you see, Texas is a long way from Virginia. I mean, it's 1,300 miles. And those Texans came 1,300 miles to fight for the sovereignty of the Commonwealth of Virginia. On that second day, when Robert E. Lee made the statement, the Texans always move them, they did move them. They moved the northern troops back, although the battle finally ended in a stalemate. The casualties of the Texas brigades was over 60% in those 3 days of battle. Many of the troops on both sides, because of the thickness of the woods, burned to death because the wilderness caught fire. And those young men that died, many of them are still out here in graves known only by God. Because the way the battle took place and it was hastily over, the troops from the north and the south both moved, they did not have adequate time to bury their dead. The 30,000 casualties that took place on this one battlefield. You know, in Vietnam we had 55,000 killed. Here in just a few days, 30,000 casualties in one battle. And I say all that to say because these grounds, they're important. All around here is important. What took place in Virginia during the Civil War, most of the battles fought not far from here. These lands, these grounds are important for all of us. I'm honored to be here today with my friend Peter Welch from Vermont. Peter and I are from different parts of the country. Sometimes we need an interpreter to communicate with each other because he's from Vermont and I'm from Texas. And we're of different political parties. We have different political philosophies on a lot of things. But one thing we both agree on is that this battlefield will be preserved. The Vermonters, and we went to the memorial for the Vermont Brigades and the Texas Brigade, sustained tremendous casualties. And we learned today that many Vermonters and Texans fought against each other. But today, Vermont and Texas, Republicans and Democrats, North and South, are united because you see, every person that died in the wilderness battlefield was an American. Every one of them, regardless of whether they were from the North or the South. And it is important to us that the area around here remember the sanctity of these hallowed grounds. And we don't want Wal-Mart putting asphalt over the graves of the young men that died in the wilderness battlefield. And we're going to do everything we can to win that battle, the battle of the wilderness battlefield versus Wal-Mart. They ought to, as mentioned, have enough courage to donate money to preserve the area around the wilderness battlefield. That would be a good corporate neighbor. Show that they care about Americans and not about the almighty dollar. Show that they care about the people who live and fought on these grounds, rather than the people who will come and buy their product across the street. So move Wal-Mart down the road a little bit. Have your Wal-Mart. Have capitalism. We're in favor of that. But also show some dignity and respect for the fallen Americans that died on this battlefield, and preserve this history for generations yet to be born. Thank you.